Hi everyone, Sid here back in the bathroom. There's a change in my work schedule this week, which means I have an opportunity to publish a couple videos this week, and I intend to pounce on it. I will begin with introducing today's lather, which will be Pro Raso Red, supplemented by tea tree oil, lavender, and jasmine. And today's aftershave will be Bobanum, which I will be finishing. It's empty. I'm gonna rub the bottom and might end up putting on too much of it, but after that it's going in the trash can. Goodbye, Bobanum. You've been great. We will see each other again in some undetermined future, unless Lush discontinues you, but whatever. So, today I would like to start a series of videos on economics. And I'm titling this series Bathroom Economics because it's kind of a double play on words, because I'm talking about economics in my bathroom, and as I've mentioned before on this channel, I'm kind of clueless about economics, and I know. That puts me one step ahead of people who don't even know that they don't know, and that was kind of the double play where, you know, I humbly admit that my opinions on economics probably belong in the pooper, but sadly, for them anyway, most of the typical lefties that I'm picturing saying that my economic theories belong in the pooper don't know that they're saying that from within the sewer. So my response to the typical lefty saying, "Your economic theories belong in the pooper," is, they sure do. So now that I've offended all the socialists in the audience, I will give a little backstory as to why I got intrigued to look into this. This actually happened a long time ago, before I even became a consistent libertarian. Basically, when I was introduced to the Trivium through the Peace Revolution podcast and Richard Grove, Tragedy and Hope, and all their great work, I got curious to read the great works that I've heard about but never read, and I began what I call the philosophical exploration of the ages. So I read a bunch of books. I'm not nearly as advanced as I'd like to be, but I read like works of Plato's Republic. I read Aristotle's work on ethics, and eventually I got to Wealth of Nations. Sadly, let me just show you my copy here. This is my beloved copy of Wealth of Nations. Ooh. And as you can see, it's a pretty thick book. I only read book one, and what reminded me of the thought process that inspired me to start this series was that in my to-read list right now, unless something happens to change the plan, which always happens, I'll be finishing the book I'm reading now, then I'm going to read another book, and then I will get back to reading Wealth of Nations, because when I started it, the book is about 1,100 or 1,200 pages long. And my plan when I started reading it over 2 years ago was to break it into parts, and basically I would read each book. I think there are 5 books in it. I would read each book as an individual book. But the thing is, after reflection, I was planning my reading run, and I realized I'm probably going to read books 2 and 3 in the same run, because this is book 1 right here, and these are books 2 and 3. So when I get around to it, I'm probably going to read both of them in the same run. I'll be right back. So some things that surprised me about reading Wealth of Nations, or at least book 1, was that, first of all, Adam Smith's writing style is shockingly accessible. Like, I remember reading it and I'm like, really? This is a treatise on economics written in the 1700s, and I'm just loving it? And I wasn't expecting that at all. And another thing that shocked me was that I suddenly had a better understanding. Basically, I realized how shitty my economics teacher in high school was, because before reading that book, I don't know if I've told this story on this channel before, but before reading book one, whenever I was trying to think in terms of offer and demand, I would actually do what my economics teacher did in high school, which was to visualize two bars. This one is offer, this one is demand, and if I want to know if the offer or demand, what the influence on price was, I would remind myself which bar is what and move it, and then I'd know if the price goes up or down. But while and after reading book one of Wealth of Nations, now what I do is I actually visualize a marketplace. And it's way more intuitive to visualize a marketplace. I'll be right back. So basically, to visualize what, to determine what effect on price and increase in offer would entail, I visualize a lone person walking around in a marketplace with all the merchants going, "Come here, come here, come here." And the increase in demand is the opposite situation. I envision one seller holding a vase. He's always holding a vase. And everyone around him wants the vase and said, "No, sell it to me, sell it to me, sell it to me." So basically, the person doing this is at a disadvantage. And if the person doing this is the seller, the price is going to go down. And if the person doing that is the buyer, the price is going to go up. Now, this is probably obvious to everyone, but this was a profound impact on me, because I no longer had to do this, the old skull and crossbones thing, when trying to determine the effects of offer and demand. So, I'm probably not going to go very far into these notes. It doesn't matter, because I want to give some backstory on why I'm doing this in the first place. The foundation of Smith's theory, and again, this is part of his book that I read over 2 years ago. And the funny thing is, when I was perusing the table of contents, I saw some topics that I remember reading about but don't really remember much else about. It relies on what's called the labor theory of value, and I know there's some problems with that, but I think that it's useful in the sense that most people who, hippies mainly, that I'm talking about in this thread, when they talk about money, they expose how they don't really understand what money is or what currency is. I'll be right back. So, shit, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the labor theory of value. Basically, when I hear a hippie saying things like, we should get rid of money, I know that person, like, if they're talking about specific debt-based fiat currency that we have now, and even I'm getting tangled up, because when before I started recording this, I told myself that I would use the term currency instead of money to emphasize the difference between the two, and I've caught myself twice saying money instead of currency. So I get the confusion, but when a hippie says, when the hippie says we should get rid of money, the hippie is talking about debt-based fiat currency, then I agree. The whole thing is basically a pyramid scheme that relies on coercion to perpetuate itself right into the pockets of the unborn. But if the hippie, by saying that, is talking about currency, then I disagree, because currency is a product of the division of labor. And when you say that we should get rid of money, you're you're basically saying that you don't want division of labor. And I know that the hippie, this said hypothetical hippie in question, doesn't get this, because I don't know anyone who is willing to basically get rid of division of labor. The thing with division of labor, which is so hot, is that it allows you to specialize in something, and it allows you to optimize your time. And an effect of that is that you're going to end up with too much of one thing and too little of another thing, which is what encourages us to trade with one another. And what happens if we get rid of money is that, again, according to what's in Wealth of Nations, and my understandings thereof, when you get rid of money and get rid of division of labor, we're basically forced to become Minecraft players, where you basically have to punch trees to collect enough wood to build wooden tools, so that you can use those to gather other materials to make better tools, so that you can get the brick stove or whatever that you want. Actually, I think you can get cobblestone with a wooden pickaxe, but whatever. The point being, I don't know anyone who's willing to become a Minecraft player and basically grow their own food. Grow their own food and build their own tools to grow that food, and mine their own metal to build the tools to grow their own food. So sadly, most of the time when I see someone, or this typical hippie, saying we should get rid of money, what they're really saying is, I want a bunch of free shit. Which I get. I get the desire for that. I like free shit. But I don't think that's a very intelligent thing to say. So, was there anything else that I wanted to... I don't think there's anything else in these notes that I have enough time to get into without like going on one of these long rants after I apply way too much aftershave on myself. So what I would like to do is thank you for watching this video and indulging me as I mainly, in retrospect, give a backstory as to why I'm doing this series, and get into some very bird's eye view things of some of the things in book 1 of Wealth of Nations. So please like and share this video. That would help me a lot. If you have any comments, questions, or observations, you can leave them right under this video. As always, I would encourage you to subscribe to me on YouTube, and I'm also on Twitter and Tumblr. Links to all of that right under this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. You take care.